Welcome back to Align with Allie. I had recorded an upper body and core workout for you, and then after I finished filming, realized that my audio didn't pick up. So I'm going to be doing a voiceover for you today, and all you're going to need is your reformer. I used my platform extender at the start, but you don't need it, but I do recommend it, and that's about it for that. No props today. As always, choose the springs that feel best for you. Don't force anything that feels comfortable, and please stop if you don't feel well, and always consult your doctor prior to engaging in any exercise. So today we're starting on one blue spring. You're going to grab that platform extender if you have one, and you're going to snug it up right to your platform. If your platform's wide enough, you don't have to use it. I have my bar down, and I'm on one blue or one medium spring. We are going to be starting standing on that platform extender, facing the back of the carriage. Remember to always step on that stable part first, never the carriage first. So once you're up on that platform extender, feet planted and heavy, you're going to reach those arms up to the ceiling. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, bring those arms down and reach towards the feet for a nice hamstring stretch. You can pause here if you need to. You can bend the knees, starting to mobilize through the hips, the knees, the ankle, just bending and straightening. Just going into a range of motion that feels good for you. Again, not forcing anything if this doesn't feel comfortable. We're going to do this about 3 or 4 more times, just bending the knees, hands around the feet if your body will allow, and straightening up to stretch out those hamstrings. Let's go for a couple more. Taking your breath with you, inhaling through your nose, exhaling through your mouth. And then we are going to start to roll up nice and slowly to stand, tucking that tailbone under first, and standing nice and tall. Reaching the arms up one more time. We're going into a side bend, so feet are planted. We reach up and over, hands are interlaced together. We move through center, and then we go to the other side. Again, taking your breath with you. Getting in a nice side stretch, but don't let those feet lift. You really want this to be feeling this through the sides of the body. You're just going to do this 1 or 2 more times. And then we're going to move into some arm circles. You can go forward first, you can go backward first, whatever feels good for you. Just nice and slow, up, out, and around. And then reversing the direction. Making sure you do both directions. Again, not forcing it if your shoulders feel stiff today. We're going to start getting into some real work here. We're going to start with the core. You're going to reach those hands and slide them down your legs, and then you're going to bring your hands to the carriage. Feet stay on the extender. You're sending that carriage out into a plank. If being on your hands doesn't feel comfortable, remember you can always come down onto your forearms. You're piking up in between. So planking down, sending the carriage away, piking the hips up, bringing the carriage in. You can inhale as you send the carriage away. Pause for a moment. Exhale, pike up. We're going to be here for about 7 or 8 reps, and then we are going to layer on a progression. So going at your own pace. Again, maybe pausing in that plank for a moment just to challenge your core a little bit more, making sure you're not arching or sinking through that low back. Making sure you're pulling in abdominals tighter each time. You're supported through your shoulders. You're looking straight down so you're not hurting your neck. Good. Just a couple more here. And then on this next one, you are going to pause in your plank. We're going to add a layer. You're bringing a knee into your same elbow, mountain climber, and you switch. And then you just continue to go back and forth. But another option is you can pike up in between. So you can either stay down in your plank into those mountain climbers, keeping that carriage pressed away, or you can pike up in between. That is totally okay. Keeping your breath fluid here. We're not here for too much longer. You can do it. Push through this last little bit. And then we will be coming in for a child's pose stretch. Reaching those arms long, sending those hips back. You can shift your body side to side if that feels good. Taking a few deep breaths here. From here, we're going to transition into some arm and shoulder work with an option to come up into a standing lunge type of movement. So you're only going to do this if you feel confident with your balance, if you've been on the reformer plenty of times before. We are still on one blue spring. So I'm going to come into a half kneel position, kind of like that proposal position. I have my right foot on the headrest. Headrest is down. My right toes are tucked under because I do plan on coming up into a lunge in this exercise. There are options, so you don't have to do this. So the first option is just in this half kneel position and pulling those arms straight back into that chest expansion. Remember, chest stays wide. You're pulling from backs of shoulders. You're continuing to draw in those abdominals. Now, if you're feeling like, oh, this feels good, maybe I am ready to start standing, you could even just add a knee hover. So you can press, you can add that little knee hover, and then you can come straight back down. Or you can just come right back up as you continue to pull the arms back. With control, you drop that right knee down and release. And I have my lefts and rights mixed up, so I have my right foot forward, my left foot back. Good. So I'm pressing, getting heavy through right leg, toes are tucked under the left. Slowly I rise and I continue to press, but that was an option there for you if you just wanted to do your half lift, if you're kind of like interested in trying getting into standing but not quite there yet. Whatever option you're doing, you're going to stick with it. If you can, again, you can always come down onto that knee whenever if you feel safer there. Make sure you use your breath here. Exhale to push up. Pause at the top for a moment. Really take that in and then slowly release all the way down. We're here just for 3 more. Last 2. Take your time. Don't rush through it. And give me 1 more. Awesome job. You're coming all the way down from here. You're going to come to a regular tall kneeling position. Knees are going to be up to the shoulder rests, and you are going to crisscross your straps. This adds just a bit more tension. You don't have to do this. You can keep them apart. And we're going to come into a reverse fly. So tailbone is tucked under, ribs tucked in. You're pulling those arms back, widening that chest, but pulling from the back. Looking straight ahead. Now, if kneeling isn't comfortable for you for whatever reason, if you have a knee injury, if it's just not comfortable, you are welcome to sit on your bum at any point in time. Or if you don't like tall kneeling because you feel unsteady, like you're going to jolt forward, you can always sit on your heels. So don't be afraid to take those options. Now, if this feels too easy, you're also welcome to add more springs. So you can just take that platform extender off and you could add some more springs. Or if you don't feel like changing your springs, you can always just pull up on the rope a little bit more. Awesome job. Keep your breath fluid. You're going to squeeze. Awesome job. We are going to uncross those straps and we are going to go right into the other side. So left foot comes forward on that headrest. Right toes are tucked under now. Again, choose whatever option feels good for you. It is totally normal to feel like you have 2 different balances and balance abilities on each side. So for me, my right leg is a bit wobblier than my left. So just because you didn't try standing on one side doesn't mean you can't try on the other. We do like to make things even, but I do want you to challenge yourself and find your confidence on the reformer when you see fit. And again, we're just pulling those arms back. You can add in that half lift or go straight up into your left whenever you feel stable and comfortable to do so. Exhale, press. Good. Try and reach that back leg as straight as you can if you are standing. Nicely done. We're here for about 4 or 5 more, so take your time. Let's do about 4 more. Last 3. Last 2. Good, and then I want you to give me one extra one here. And then you can release those straps. So we're going to transition into some upper body work. I'm going to face the camera. You can face whatever way you want to face to start. The strap is going to be in my right hand. I am on my left forearm. I am gripping onto the shoulder rest. The strap comes over my head. We're coming into tricep work. So knees can stay bent to start, but then we will be extending that top right leg nice and long, getting those hip abductors and glutes working while we work the shoulder. So just to start, we're just bending and straightening that elbow. Not moving the shoulder, so just bending and straightening that elbow, kind of bringing the back of the hand towards your ear. You're strong and supported through that left shoulder, and now I'm reaching that leg to just add a little layer here. You want to make sure that leg's back, but not too far back that you're extending in your spine, but we don't want it forward, so I'm not trying to target the hip flexors here. I'm trying to target those hip abductors. I have my toe pointed, but if you prefer it flexed, that is fine. And then lifting a little bit higher to challenge yourself more if you find that leg dropping as you fatigue. We're here for a total of 12. And then we will be adding a fun little pulse shortly. Good. Keep lifting that leg. Keep reaching through the toes. That tricep is starting to burn. That's okay. We love triceps. And we pulse here. So keep that arm straight. You're lifting and lowering that top leg into that hip abduction, and we're pulling that arm down slightly, like the leg and the arm are coming together. Good. Just pulsing it out here, breathing as you do so. You're almost there. Good. And release that strap and bring down that foot. From here, we're going to come into kind of like our torso twister exercise. So again, staying on that blue, but you're always welcome to add more resistance. We're coming back into that half kneel position, but I'm kind of angled out with my right leg, rotated out through the foot. My left leg is against the shoulder rest. Both hands are on that strap, keeping hips pointing forward. We rotate, turning the heart towards one wall, looking at that wall, and then rotating through center to the other side. Shoulders down and away from the ears. We're initiating this movement through belly button and torso. Arms are just coming along for the ride. We exhale into resistance. We inhale as we release. Again, I'm on one medium spring, but you're welcome to add more. But once again, we will be layering, so this might be a nice spring to stay on. Keeping your breath fluid. And now we're going to add some arm work, and arms come in towards the belly. You punch them out, and then we release to the other side. So pulling into resistance, we pause. We're lined up with that knee on the angle. We bring the arms in, kind of like that peel off press. And then we rotate out of resistance. We exhale into resistance. Take an inhale, bring those arms in. You're punching out and then releasing. Good job. Keep moving. I think we just have a couple more left here. Good job. Okay, you are going to come to the side of that carriage, so just stepping forward. Nice flow of movement here. We are going to be coming into a lunge row movement. I'm still on that blue spring. Again, you can go heavier, you can go lighter, but the nice thing about this exercise is you can adjust the spring setting and how heavy it is based on where you're standing. So if you want this to be heavier, you're just going to step back even more. I am kind of angled facing that back. I have my left leg, so the leg that's closest to the carriage, down. My right arm into that strap. So I'm doing the hand away to do the pulling. You have two options here. You can come up in between each lunge. Nice row. Squeeze the shoulder blade, slow release, and stand tall in between. Or if you want to challenge yourself more, You can hold down that lunge the whole time. Imagine like you're sitting that bum back into a chair, trying to keep knee just right over ankle. And again, you want more tension, walk yourself back. You need less tension, walk yourself forward. We have about 4 more here. Good. Big exhale as you go to pull. Inhale as you come up. Last 3. Last 2. Make these last 2 count. Big squeeze. Last one. Good. And then you can release that strap. You're now going to grab your box. So you're going to be putting your box on long box or lengthwise. We're still on that blue spring. And we're going to be grabbing the left strap. So the same side that we just worked on. We're going to be doing a core exercise. This has become one of my new favorite exercises. So left hand in strap. Right hand is going to be supporting you behind the shoulder rest, kind of behind the headrest. So underneath, like lower than the box. And you're essentially in a teaser position. So trying to stay as wide as you can through chest. Legs can start in tabletop. You're going to punch and push that left arm towards the right knee, adding that rotation, and then bending the elbow back, coming to that starting position. So this is option 1. You are welcome to stay with option 1. Option 2 is reaching those legs long into that full teaser. Again, depending on your hamstring length, how you're feeling. You could even add the legs lowering in between. So that adds another element of challenge. That's going to be way harder on your core. And as always, you can do a combination of all these exercises. Maybe you alternate between bringing the legs down and up and just holding them there. But really emphasize that nice rotation as you rotate and punch the left hand towards the right ankle or the right knee. Again, exhaling as you come up and rotate. Inhaling as you come down. And we're adding a pulse. So you're reaching that left hand towards the ankle. And you're just pulsing here for a little bit longer. Try and stay open through the chest. And then you're coming down. We are just going to go right into that same exercise on the right arm, just because we have the box set up the way it is. I do want you to aim for 10 reps of whatever variation felt comfortable for you. If you did a mix, that's fine. You can kind of build up starting with that bent knee tabletop, straight leg teaser, and then add the lifting and lowering of the legs. But I want you to try for 10 reps here, not rushing through it. And then on that 10th one, pulsing your hand towards your ankle for 10 seconds. You're breathing, you're inhaling as the legs come down or as your arm comes away. Your big exhale to help initiate that core activation, help initiate that arm reach. The nice thing about doing a voiceover is you can't hear me huffing and puffing in the video. The unfortunate thing about a voiceover is having to rewatch this video a million times to count my reps so you guys aren't going on forever and ever. Good, we're coming into that pulse, last 8 seconds or so. Breathe through it, keep supporting through that left arm, and then we will be dropping that strap shortly. Nicely done. Shocker, we're coming into a bit more core work. We are going to use the box to support the knees or not. I'm going to give you 2 options. Hands come to the bar. We send the carriage away and then we just move through the shoulders. So coming into our long stretch or our modified long stretch, again, if you want to add a push-up, you can add a push-up. If you want to come off your knees and onto your toes, you can do that too. We're just here for about 5 reps or so. So we're not here for long. Try and add that push-up. That's something that I'm trying to work on. So I'm trying to incorporate push-ups when I can. It's still a work in progress in my body. But my goal is to have them down pat, I don't know, in the next year or so. Perfect. Last couple here. Push through these last couple reps. You got this. It's getting harder, but you've done harder things. Keep those hips reaching forward. Last one. And then you can come into a nice child's pose and stretch it out. So now we have our other side to do. We are going to start with that tricep exercise, and then we are going to move into that torso twister, and then finishing off that series with our lunge and row. So box is going to come off. You can just set it off to the back. And then again, we're still in that blue spring. We really haven't had to change it. And then you're now going to be on your right shoulder, and strap is going to be in the left arm unless you did the other side to start. Then you would just switch. That top leg can stay bent, but then it will be reaching long so that we can work those hip muscles. So that left arm comes above my head, shoulder and elbow in line, and I'm just bending and straightening that elbow. Again, we're going to try and go for about 10 reps. Reach that top leg long when you're ready, and then pulsing for about 10 seconds on that 10th rep. Taking your breath with you. You're going at a good pace, a comfortable pace. You're not rushing by any means. Quality over quantity always. Good job. Lift that leg a little bit higher. Reach a little bit longer if you find that leg is dropping. Staying supported through that right shoulder. Don't let it sink. Have some nice space between your ear and your shoulder, and we pulse here. Leg is lifting, hand is lifting, making sure that leg is back a little bit more. Feeling that burn, breathing through that burn, you're almost there. And release that strap. You're coming into that half kneel position. Your right leg is against the shoulder rest now, and your left foot is rotated out to that wall. And we're coming into that torso twister motion. Again, hands around the strap, hips facing forward. Your upper body is rotating and moving. Your arms aren't going any further than your torso is going. So I always just tell my clients, have your hands in line with the middle of your chest and your gaze on your hands the whole time. You could imagine your body like a jar. The bottom of your body is the bottom of the jar and the top is the lid, and just the lid is rotating on the jar. You're initiating through the torso, the belly button area, and arms are just coming along for the ride. Of course, you're going to feel your shoulders working, but I don't want them to be the primary mover. And then don't forget, we will come into our Pilaf press shortly. Big exhale into resistance. Inhale out of resistance. Good, we're adding that Pilaf press. We punch those arms on that angle. We rotate out of resistance. Good, big exhale, we pause, arms in line with that thigh, bring that hands into belly button, push them back out and rotate. We have about 3 more like this. Good, last 2 or so. And last 1. And then you can release that tension. Keep the strap with you. You're going to step off in front. Kicking that box away. Strap is now in the left. That left leg will be coming back. So left leg back, right leg forward, strap in left hand. Whenever you are ready, you are going into that lunge and row. Again, try for about 10 reps if you can. Big squeeze through that left shoulder blades. Standing in between if you want, adjusting to get the right tension, or holding down in that lunge and giving me 10 rows. I'm fine with either option, and I want you to do what's going to give you the best workout, the best challenge, but be comfortable for your body. We have about 8 more reps. Pausing, taking that deep exhale, and inhaling as you stand up. Good, last 6. Last 4 or so. Last 3. Last two. And last one. Lovely job. Okay, to finish things off with rowing, we're actually going to straddle your carriage. So one leg on one side on the floor, the other on the other side. We're rotated out like we're in a sumo squat. You're grabbing both straps. For this one, I do think you can go to a red spring. I stayed on a blue spring, but you have more options here. So like I said, you can walk yourself back a little bit more if you want more tension. You can grab more onto the ropes or just simply add more resistance. You could do a red spring, I think, on this one. You're getting as low as you can though, and you're pulling with both arms, squeezing those shoulder blades like you're trying to hold a pencil between them, and then slowly releasing, get a little bit lower if you can. Good. Keep those ribs tucked in. Keep that bum low. Gaze stays forward. Good. Big exhale, pull. Inhale, release. And you know what? Soon there's going to be a pulse. We're going to burn out those legs a little bit more. Awesome. You're holding those arms back. You're lifting one heel up at a time or both. So left heel lifts, right heel lifts. You're in that sumo squat. Burn out those calves. You're doing 10 total. Keep squeezing those arms. Perfect. Or you can pulse up and down into your squat. That works too. Okay, you are going to be releasing those straps. We will be finishing off this class with some calf work, footwork, and some bridging, and some feet and straps. So I'm going to recommend 2 red springs for this, and if at any point you need to drop down to 1 red and 1 blue, that is completely fine. So I'm going to lay on down. I'm on 2 red springs, toes are on the bar, and then you are going to very gently stretch those legs out nice and long. You're going to hold your legs long, keeping the heels just relaxed under the bar, and then you just lower the heels under the bar for a nice stretch, and then you're going to press away, pulling those heels up, and then slowly dropping them down. So you're going to push away, you're pulling those heels up the back of your leg, and then dropping them back down for a nice stretch. You're going to go for 4 more. Last 3. Last 2. And then after this last one, you can start pedaling the feet. So one heel drops under, and then the other knee bends. Take this nice and slow. Don't rush through it. We're not moving for speed here. I want you to enjoy the stretch as you need it on one side. Stand tall before switching sides. And just again, going at your own pace, keeping your breath fluid, moving along with you. Good. And then we are going to move into a little bit of footwork. So we're going to come into an externally rotated position. So kind of like that first position, ballerina feet, heels together, toes apart, toes are still on the bar. You're going to control the carriage down, knees are tracking with second and third toe, and then you're pressing out, keeping the heels relaxed under the bar, but keeping the heels squeezing together the whole time. Now, if it feels comfortable to go a bit wider for your hips or your body, you're welcome to take your heels apart slightly, but if you can keep your heels squeezing together, that is great. Again, I like to exhale as I press away, and then I inhale to come down. Try not to rush the descent, so really controlling the carriage back down, almost as if you're resisting it a little bit, and slowly pressing away. You're just going to go for 2 more, and then last one. Good. And then you are going to come on down. We are going to move into a bridging sequence. You can place your headrest down so you don't crunch your neck too much, especially if you have neck pain. You can do heels or arches on the bar, but your goal is to keep the carriage stable. So I'm still on 2 red, pressing down through your feet to lift your hips, and then slowly lowering the hips down. So as you do this, making sure the carriage isn't moving away. If you need to move your stopper back to help with that, please do. And if you feel like 2 red springs is too light for you, then you can just add on another spring for more support. So you reach those hips up, keeping the tailbone tucked. Engaging abdominals, dumping some weight through backs of shoulder blades and arms to help lift the hips, and then coming down. Now, if it feels better for you to curl the tailbone as you roll up, you can do that, and you can also roll down starting from your upper spine all the way down to your tailbone. Otherwise, you can just lift up and down in a neutral position. Next, you're going to add in a press. So you're going to come into your bridge. You're going to pause at the top. You're going to push the carriage away, keeping the bum lifted, and then pull the carriage in with those legs, and then drop the bum down. Last 6 here. Remember to keep the bum lifted the whole time for these last 5. You're engaging abdominals, hands either by your side or reaching up towards the ceiling for less support. Last 4. Again, tucking that tailbone if that feels better for your body or your back, or not lifting as high if you feel any discomfort there. Last 3. Good, really press, reach the hips, open the hips wide. Good, and 2 more. You are holding your bridge at the top. So keep your pace nice and slow here. The bum is going to come down 1 more time, then you're going to press up into your bridge. Press the carriage away. You are going to pull it in, but you're going to hold till your knees come out to the side. We pulse into like a clamshell motion. Bum stays lifted. Knees are going out in opposite directions. Feet stay heavy. Hips stay wide. As your bum begins to drop, just push up a little bit more through those heels. You're not here for much longer. Keep your breath fluid. You're almost there. Good. So close. And you are done. You're going to bring those knees into your chest. You can rock side to side. Whatever feels good. Maybe a happy baby feels good. But then we are going to move into feet in straps. I'm going to stick to 2 red, which is heavier spring setting. But if you want to go down to 1 red and 1 blue, you absolutely can. So you are going to get those straps around the arches of the feet, making sure that they're even. Otherwise, you're going to feel that they're not even in the straps. And then you're going to just start arcing the legs up towards the ceiling, making sure the tailbone doesn't lift off. And then down towards the floor. Now I have a slight bend in my knees because I do tend to lock out through them. And I don't want you to feel any strain behind your knees. Rather, I want you to feel the back of your thigh right under the bum, kind of like where we call the smiley face of the bum. That's where you're pulling down from. You're not pulling from your knee, you're not pulling from your ankle. So sometimes adding that micro bend can be really helpful. And of course, you're engaging through abdominals so that you can isolate through the hips. We don't want the ribs lifting away as the feet go down, and we don't want the bum lifting as the feet come up. So maintaining what we consider that neutral spine. And sometimes if you find it more helpful, think about pushing your ribs right down into the carriage. In 3 more, you are going to start going into your circles. You are welcome to start in whatever direction feels natural for you, whatever your body is feeling like it wants to do or where it wants to go. Good, so I'm going to be going down, out, and around into my circle after this next repetition. And you're only going as big or small into your circle as you can control that neutral spine. So it's okay if you have to make your circle a bit smaller. We want proper form and good control over reps and range of motion here. After these last 2 circles, you are going to be switching directions. Good. Keep your breath flowing. Now's a nice time to kind of calm down that breath. Feet in straps is always a really nice way to end class. We have about 4 more here. And then we will get into our final stretches of the class. Good. Last couple here. Really make them count. And last one. And then you're welcome to grab onto those ropes and come into a hamstring stretch. Now you can do what I'm doing and do one leg at a time where one leg bends and the other leg straightens. So you can really just isolate one side. You're welcome to do both though, and that's fine too. From here, I always like to transition into a happy baby where I bend my knees and I kind of reach for the arches of my feet, the knees coming towards my armpit and my feet just right over the knees. You're also welcome to hold butterfly position here too. Or kind of like a Peter Pan where you reach one leg out to the side where the other is bent. Whatever stretch you feel like you need to do for your body, this is the time to do it. You are welcome to take your feet out of the straps and stretch. Wherever you are, I want you to take 3 deep breaths, taking a deep inhale through your nose, big exhale through your mouth, deep inhale through your nose, big exhale through your mouth, one last breath here, inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. Thank you so much for joining me on the Reformer again. I promise you next time I will get my microphone situation figured out, and I look forward to making more videos for you. So do not forget to like, subscribe, comment, let me know what you want to see more of, and I will meet you back on the Reformer very, very soon.